This video is a tutorial on how to make one of these 3D printed anemometers. So watch the video and hopefully you learn something on how to build this anemometer. For each anemometer, these are the parts that are going to stay the same, so you're going to print these every time you print an anemometer. But these parts are going to be different. So the shaft rod gauge, the nose cone, the propeller, and the body itself. So this is the long body I printed. I just spray painted this here. I just glued it on. It's actually broke, so I just re-glued it. Go to the Home Depot store or whatever. Take your rod gauge for the mounting post and see which one it fits over the best. So this one, it fits smoothly while not being too tight or too loose. So this is the perfect size. So basically, you'd put the rod gauge on there, and then up to this part. So from the edge to down here is where you're gonna cut it. So you're gonna cut it right at the spot right here. So this is at the end of it, right there, very end. So you can see it just poking out slightly, and then it'll go down. You cut it right here. Now that you've cut down your rod, you put it in here. It's gonna be a very tight fit. So you might need like a vise or something. So like these two pieces, when you put them on, there's no gap like that. This piece should be directly touching that. So basically you slide it on with the metal shaft in there, and then I just super glued it there. So here's the basic concept for this post mount. It goes onto a pipe like that, and then you put a hose clamp and it screws it down tight. I don't have a hose clamp on there now, but you get it. You get the point, right? Right? Yeah. Okay. So, we got the post mount finished. Now, we gotta do the bearing coupler in the bearings. These are two bearings. These are 6003 ZZ bearings. And they should slot right into the bearing coupler. Let me slot them in place. I like just use like the wall until it's tight in there. So yeah, well, you want to push them on a flat surface so they aren't unlevel, or they could cause problems. And so basically you just want to Editors note, I also removed all the grease with WD-40 and lubricated it. Look at that. That's how it's going to turn left and right now. So basically when you do it, you should be able to spin it around and feel no spots that are even slightly hard compared to like slightly you should spin it around like this and feel basically no spots that feel like there's a little bit of friction, because then that means one of these two bearings is slightly misaligned. Next, take your coil holder. So this is the coil holder. You're going to completely wind this up with 42 gauge wire. Leave one end at the very beginning and then leave one end at the end. Enough for you to be able to slide it all the way through here down into this mount here. And then basically slide it on like that. And then I actually haven't done this yet, but you can just drill a little hole. So basically what you can do is drill a little hole into the side of the right there. You're gonna drill a little hole right there, and then push the two coil wires through that hole into the base, and make sure you leave enough to get to the box. And then it should just slide right on like that. And you're gonna take the magnetic encoder holder. You're just gonna thread it on there. It's a little hard for me to get the thread started because I'm holding a camera in one hand and trying to do it in the other hand. So I'm gonna start for the threads on. Basically, it just threads on there. Just do not cross thread it. So I did have this problem where this piece broke off the little threads because I cross threaded them. So the mosquito, get out of here. So I just 3D printed a quick fix for that. So next thing to do is print the shaft gauge, the shaft gauge for the shaft that you're using. So if you're using the long body, you print the long body one, medium body, or small, or the mini R1. Fit. It's kind of snugly in there, and you should cut it down the length. basically no excess. You can have some excess, but it won't fit as good. So you would get some 5x8 by 2.5 millimeter rings, flange bearings. Put one at this end and one at the front, and then you'd print out the metal shaft. You print out this piece. This is in, I think this is for if you use a steel shaft, which you should use because it breaks way too easily than plastic. So you slide it onto about there or so. So you'd slide the propeller on there. It's about there, like that. Oh yes, this is a 3/16 inch steel rod from Ace. I found you can find both pieces at Ace or Home Depot. Basically, once you have the two bearings in there, slide the metal shaft through there, and then put this at the end. This is the magnetic holder. So you get these 5x5 by 5 millimeter cube magnets. So you put in one like this, one like that. I bought some that were cheap, and they just are not 5 millimeters. They're like 4.8, 4.9 millimeters. So they just slide out. Make sure not to buy these. They are horrible. Make sure you read the reviews. They're not the exact size. But you would put them one like this, and the other one like that, and the other one like that, and that. Basically, they're alternating poles. So it's north, south, north, south, north, south, north, south. That one wants to repel, that one wants to attract. See, that one wants to repel that way. And flip around. It's just opposite poles, and then you just slide it on. So yeah, you just slide it on there. Slide everything else on there, and basically that's the propeller and front done. And then for this part, it's very simple. For the body, you just glue the pieces together. There you slide it all the way down so it's flush. And there you go, it's mounted to there. And for the nose cone, you just thread it on. It may be hard to thread on at first like this. It's like really hard. But then you just unthread. And you start threading again. It's gonna get hard. Undo it. Start up again. And screw the nose cone on until it's completely on there. And there we go. We got a fully working anemometer now. And then I let go of the thing. So it flew backwards like this onto the this thing. That. So